Safi.
Am I supposed to
We're
talk?
supposed to go.
Oh, well.
Ding, ding, ding,
Hey,
ding, ding,
everybody.
ding.
It's Safi and Marco. Dish out on the movies. Today we're doing a dumb commentary.
You are.
On
Just you.
the name of the movie, it's Dolemite.
Yeah, and
It's 1974.
this is the first movie that you will be forced to watch.
Yeah.
You are forced.
It's not something I would have watched. It's just silly and ridiculous.
It's just
and not good.
your torture chamber now. And
Marco's saying that because he must know that it's a terrible movie.
oh, I hate the movie.
You do?
Yeah, this one. And so you will be commentating, which means you have to talk. You can't just sit
But they
there
can't hear
like an
the
idiot.
movie.
What do you mean?
Will they
You
be
have
able-
to talk. They're not going to hear the movie. That would get
Well,
copyrighted.
then I'll have to
You have to
describe what
talk.
I'm seeing.
You have to commentate, Safi.
Okay.
Ding, 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 ding.
I hope I have a drink because
I'll go get you your drink.
Yeah, you better,
fucking
because it's
crybaby.
Cough City.
Here. Can you hear
This came out in
Dolemite?
1974.
Same year that Rhinoceros came out. Ding, ding, ding,
Same
ding,
year
ding.
that Rhinoceros came out. Xenon Pictures. That ought to tell you
Safi,
something. Never
Do a
even heard of it.
commentary.
Okay, well,
If you
nothing's on to commentate
If you
about.
don't like Xenon Pictures,
It says
then
it's rated R.
I think that you're xenophobic.
Of course, that's back in 1974, so a lot different. Okay, we're seeing a jail cell. Two guys are in there. Okay, oh, he just swore. Of course, it's prison. So, a guy named Dolemite's in there. He's playing cards with this other inmate.
Safi, do a commentary.
The police person's coming to get him, and because the warden wants to see him. So he's in the warden's office now.
Safi, do commentary.
I don't know why. I must not know how to do a commentary.
Just say, ooh, that guy looks stupid. Ooh, that woman looks ugly. Like, do some sort of a
I
commentary.
don't want to say personal insults about people.
Why?
He said that there's this woman in the office. She's dressed all in red.
Safi,
She's been proclaiming his innocence for 2 years. Now he's gonna have the warden has to smoke a cigarette.
Safi, what are you, a fucking stenographer? Like, what's going on here? Like, this isn't a commentary. You're just commentating.
I don't know what to say.
Say,
I don't. Okay,
say that.
Marco is bugging me constantly about commentating. I can't even watch the movie. I'll be
watch it.
talking more than the movie.
Just watch it and commentate on it. And people don't like silence in a commentary. That's when they click off. And you see in the little diagram, you see like a sharp drop.
Okay, Marco. Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Because they don't
You've
want to watch.
got all these old cars. It's really weird.
It's weird that they're old cars in the 70s.
It's weird because I remember those days.
Oh.
Because that was I was an undergraduate in college. It's like my second.
We all know what you were doing.
First to second year, freshman, sophomore year.
We all knew who you were hanging out with at that time.
Looks like Dolemite got out of jail and.
Safi, you know what?
Okay, I'm not going to do this, okay? It's just ridiculous.
Well, did you see that person in the very background who's just standing there looking at a piece of paper? Like, that has to be just somebody looking at the script or something.
I don't know. The guy's wearing weird clothes. The FBI is there. They just asked to see the trunk to his car. It's a Nevada license plate, so I guess they're oh God! Now we're gonna do karate. This little shrimpy guy with a gun just tried to take Dolemite, and now these guys aren't FBI agents. I don't know what they are. They couldn't be. Now we've got another guy pulling up. They found, I think it's cocaine in his trunk and in bags, but he says it wasn't his. I have no idea. Some other guy pulled up. I guess there are other things in the trunk, stolen furs.
Safi.
I don't know if this was before, like he's looking back at what happened before.
I guess it is. Is it?
I don't know. If I keep commentating, I can't even hear what's going on. Marco's just in my ear to keep talking.
It's a commentary.
How can I watch it if I'm talking?
The commentary. So
Okay, they're setting him up.
Oh.
The guy that drove up has an African American guy in the back, and he seems to be calling all the shots.
Okay, Safi, you know what? I'm going to stop the commentary. You can just watch the movie and do a review
that would
afterwards.
Be fine.
Since you're not capable of doing
no,
a proper
I don't
commentary.
Understand.
Safi,
okay, that was a glimpse of the past and how he ended up in prison.
Safi, that woman looks like she was put in a washing machine at the laundromat. Okay, see, that's how you can tell it's a flashback, is because in the older movies, they do that wiggly, blurry screen
I didn't see
thing.
that for the other one, though.
Okay, well, you will be doing a review after you're finished watching this film.
Hey, everybody.
Well, you finished. You finished the movie, Safi. You couldn't handle commentating because it's too hard for you.
He wanted me to talk, and instead of watching the movie, he just wanted me to talk. And
yeah, you gotta talk and do commentary.
Well, I'm not. I don't want to do
Say,
commentary.
ew.
Unless we do it together.
Ew. Ah.
There was a lot of oohs, I tell you.
No, Safi, I didn't hear anything in this room. The only thing I heard was like...
Well, I passed out.
And I come in here and...
7 times I fell asleep.
Yeah, you look like a zombie that's been petrified with spray glue. And you're just sleeping.
The main actor, Dolemite, he was also like he was passing out too when he was doing his lines. I thought he was going to sleep because he did look like it.
His face looks like it's bloated. Like he just can hardly even open his eyes.
Well, really, there's this one scene. It looked like he was in the middle. I mean, it wasn't a.
Yeah.
There were lots of people around. It was he and this other guy, and he was talking. And as he was talking, his eyes were starting to shut. It looked like he was falling asleep. I swear, and I'm like, what's going on here? Is he high? Did he stay up all night for a week, and now he
Well, actually, I think he did. I think that was behind the scenes. Because you remember you watched the other movie about him making this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he did stay up all night.
Yeah,
every night.
But he looked like he was falling asleep. He did have very narrow eyes, but he really did. I mean, from someone who, if I'm tired, I can fall asleep like that at the drop of a hat. And that's what it looked like to me, that he was falling asleep, like maybe he'd not gotten enough sleep.
About 80% of what you do is sleep.
I don't know about that.
That's 80% of your...
Oh, okay.
Your story.
He's giving me a problem again. But
American Horror
Story. This movie's worse. Don't watch it. The only thing that's good, there's a bunch of pretend sexual sequences of all kinds, and
Did you like that?
And he was like the main bad guy, I suppose, who I don't even know the point or the purpose of the movie. It starts out, there is a point and a purpose. He's in prison. He's been charged with a crime, or convicted of a crime, I should say, that he didn't do, and it was put on him because this woman, I don't know what her name is, Lady B or something like that.
Yeah, talk about Queen Bee.
Queen Bee.
Talk about Queen Bee.
She had proclaimed that he was innocent and had been doing so for 2 years. And for some reason, which I don't know, even in this day and age, somebody could be, never even was at the scene of the crime and still be charged and put in prison. Anybody. If you don't have the right lawyer, get away, you would never get away with anything. And even if you didn't have anything to do with it.
Uh-huh.
And no matter who. You have to have the right lawyer. But anyway, and she said she proclaimed his innocence for 2 years, and so they were going to let him out, I guess, to find out or unearth the real person, killer, bad guy. I don't even know what they did. That's what I guess
did?
A murder, a robbery. I don't even know what it was.
They did something bad.
It would have to be an armed robbery.
Safi,
that wasn't clear to me.
This movie, it's so boring.
It's boring.
It's torture.
I almost fell asleep 7 times.
Torture. And it's amazing.
The only thing that was good was the fashion.
And it's amazing, too, because people say, oh, well, all movies need to be an hour and 30 minutes. All TV shows need to be 6 episodes or less. And it's like even if you have a movie that's an hour and 30 minutes like this, it could still be a boring trash movie.
I know.
Because this movie feels like it's 10 hours long.
It really is. It's like wearing a big anchor around your neck.
Yeah.
And it's pulling you down, down, down. But what you get to see, though, that I like, and what I didn't like about the era, because that was the 70s, and I'm a 70s person, actually, is polyester suits.
Yeah, you liked looking at what the women were wearing.
Well, that's the men.
And what they weren't wearing.
Gross polyester crap. But women had hot pants, which I wore in high school. Then there was some other really couple of cute outfits.
Oh.
And then there was ugly plaid. Oh God, ugly plaid and polyester. There was these chunky heels. They were ugh. And then when they have the singing and the playing of the instruments, both of those were not real. They were lip syncing, and they were doing terrible job lip syncing. And you could tell they weren't even playing the instruments. The only thing that was real was when they were dancing. And it was just okay dancing, but it was, it was good. They did an excellent job. But, and then, this is what we talk about this in TV shows and in movies, about detail.
Yeah.
And how important it is that even if it's not, just not so picky that it's going to make you fall asleep or, but the thing is, this is an example of not paying attention to detail. They're in the hospital, and he's in the hospital room because he was badly injured. This is towards the end in a fight. And they show his lunch, I guess, and dinner. And
what the funny thing is that Safi is only mentioning things from the end of the film, where I came in and woke her up.
There's nothing going on. And I didn't understand who was the good guys and who was the bad guys, because it seems like everybody in it was bad.
There was a plate in his hospital room, and it had some plastic, and it had a sandwich that the plastic was wrapping up.
Of course, that's what
white bread
back then. I don't even know if he had wheat bread back then.
Might have been peanut butter and jelly.
But it wasn't.
And it wasn't even sliced.
It wasn't
or
even
anything.
Cut. And that's.
There wasn't any drink. It was just a plate with a sandwich on it.
It's just not right. Last time I was in the hospital was 2013. It's been a little while, but I'll tell you, it would have been cut. I can at least remember that. There's no drink. There's no napkin.
There's no sides.
Nothing.
No Jello.
Just a sandwich.
Yeah.
Anybody could have made that. It's just. That's just a little detail. Who cares? I know, but still, that is just like symbolic or emblematic of the fact that they did not pay attention to detail, and that can really, I think that can make or break a movie. At least, maybe not in this case. This movie had a lot of problems.
But yeah, even if the sandwich was cut, that wouldn't have saved this movie from being complete trash.
But it's emblematic of a lot of things, of a lot of problems with it. Like I just said, the lip syncing was horrible to the music. And then it was interesting. I would call this pre-rap. I don't know if they really had rap back then. I don't think so. But he did this, and it was Dolemite himself. He's up on stage. He has some kind of stage show, and it reminded me that it was a tinny, like the sound was tinny, like it was a wedding, a performance, like they were at the wedding and they're
yes,
at the
Safi. People have called Dolemite the godfather of rap. He was the first rapper.
Oh, okay.
Technically.
Well, he did this thing. He told us, like it was an African folk tale, which I have read a lot of African folk tales, but he did it with swear words and, of course, put some modern language into it instead of the usual folkloric type of. But the way he was doing it, it reminded me of rap, and I was thinking, like, oh, this is like pre-rap.
Yes, Safi.
So here Mark was telling me this, so that, and doing research about the movie and the person, he was the, whatever he just said, the godfather of rap, or one of the originals, and it was like a rap thing, and he was telling a folk tale. It was an African folk tale.
With this movie, I mean, in terms of his movie making, you should really call him the godfather of crap.
Yeah.
Because
it was interesting.
It's so bad. It's so bad. I would never watch this movie again.
No.
That's why I didn't do any commentary with you. I wasn't gonna pull a Queen of Hearts Twin Peaks fan film where I did the whole commentary for you, even though it was supposed to be your commentary. I just left.
I guess
I was like, fuck you.
Doing commentaries because I'm trying to watch the movie, and I can't watch the movie and do commentary.
Yeah, you can. You're perfectly capable.
No, I don't think so.
There's been plenty of good commentary moments with you. That's why it's good to have the beans, Safi. The beans.
Oh, yeah.
Because it causes you to talk.
Yeah, whatever.
And it forces you to, do your job. And
I'm going to have to get some caffeine now because I feel like I could just go to sleep for the rest of the night.
Well, I know. I didn't even watch the movie, and I feel like I want to go to sleep. Like, this movie's so bad. There's no plot. There's no character. There's nothing.
He gets out of prison. They let him out of prison, which would never happen.
And he strips
ever.
He strips naked in front of the prison and changes too. Remember that?
Yeah. Because those were called in the movie. They refer to them as the Dolemite girls.
Oh.
So
I don't think that they're really his girls, though. I think that they're really desperate.
I don't know.
to be in anything.
They brought and he was the biggest fashion person of all. He had he really had some nice clothing, and but it was all like. But this is the 70s. It's the early 70s. He looked like a pimp. He had this big, and that must have been the fashion with the hat. These big hats are kind of like a cross between a top hat and something else with fur and heavy fabric.
You remember that I have a pimp's jacket.
Yeah, well, I think you had a hat, too. If I recall. But anyway, he had several different outfits that were really beautifully coordinated, and the hats, even though, oh God, ugly. I mean, who would wear that? It's like a clown clothing. Just forget about the pimp clothing. It's clown clothing.
Safi, you call everyone a clown. You're calling that fucking Jason Alexander a clown, too.
If he put clown makeup on, he would look like a clown. He walked like a clown. He reminded me of a penguin, like the penguin in Batman.
Speak for yourself.
Well, anyway, it's and so he gets out of prison, and so you don't even know. It seems like everybody's the bad guy. Like there's layers of them. And they're all connected to this white guy who was practically showing the front of himself naked.
Well, Safi,
it was very close.
It's not like you're.
So anyway, he ends up getting killed, and that's like at the end of the show. And then they had this African American guy. I can't remember his name, but he's supposed to be a bad guy too. I thought that was the main bad guy. For a long time, they kept talking about him, and you would see him, and as soon as he made a threat, it was when he was the guy Dolemite was falling asleep at his feet. He got killed, and so he was gone, and so I'm like, well, who's the bad guy? Because and it's everybody. It's like everybody until the end.
Everybody's bad except for Dolemite.
Well, there was one African American guy who seems familiar to me, like he's really actually been in TV shows or movies or something. He was very professional. It seemed like he knew what he was supposed to do. He just he acted more professional than all of them.
Well, what was the worst part of the movie? Because for me, from what I can remember from suffering through this piece of shit, is that there's like this whole sequence where they're looking around for guns or something, and they just keep on searching different places, and they search this one place, and like it just goes on and on and on and on.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. I know.
Oh, would you fall asleep?
Probably, but I know this one.
Well, that's fun.
It was a woman, and she had like a bureau. A bureau where you open it up. It's like a hanging clothing type of bureau, and they opened it up. It was full of guns.
Yeah, that was the part. They were like just going around searching for guns over and over.
It was loaded with guns.
And there's this whole part where Dolemite is just walking around on the street, and there's so much. It's nothing.
Yeah,
it's like, what is there to this movie, Safi?
Well, yeah, I know. What's the story? But anyway,
the story is that you're forced to watch it because you suck.
Oh, God.
And so the movie will make you suck less.
Okay,
or
well, you
suck
can
more.
help me with my eBay store or my Etsy store.
Oh.
Your Etsy store mainly, because it has mostly your stuff.
Safi, damn.
So anyway, I wouldn't recommend this movie to anybody, except if you wanted to look at fashion.
It's time for your food rating.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and so while you're coming up with your food rating that you didn't come up with, even though you know
well, I'd say
you're going to do a review.
Tuna fish that had like if it wasn't made into a salad where there's no mayonnaise, there's no celery, there's no onion, it's just plain old tuna fish.
So,
cold.
Tuna in a packet?
I guess.
That's not that bad, though.
Or in a can.
That's not very bad.
It's not too bad, but I guess I'm
this
giving
movie's terrible.
It's a terrible movie, but I love the fashion. I love you see things. They're smoking in public places, which you can't do now, and the cars, of course, are the cars of the time. They didn't really have good cars.
Which one of the people in the movie do you think smelled like tuna?
I have no idea. I don't know who would smell like tuna.
Really?
I don't know what they would smell. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich? I don't know, but anyway.
Who smells like peanut butter and jelly?
Don't waste your time on the movie.
That'd be a good question.
Except if you were researching fashion.
What is
and pre-wrap, which I thought was fascinating.
What does every actor in the movie smell like, Safi?
I don't know. Cigarette smoke?
Oh.
But really, I don't think a lot of them.
Cheese?
No.
You think like
cigarette smoke?
Smoked Gouda?
No.
Salami?
No. We're thinking of things that people in the East Coast would eat, and I don't even think. No.
Well, how about dirt? Just dirt.
No,
like, have you ever smelled dirt, Safi?
No. I don't know. Yeah, I have.
You smell dirt. What does dirt smell like?
When you're outside, when you're doing gardening and like it rains, there is a dirt and cut, and like when you mow the lawn, but that's grass. There's
Mowing
a
the
cut
lawn.
grass smell.
I don't have to worry about
fresh
that
dirt
anymore.
smell. Yeah, we don't have to worry about that.
Remember that, Safi? You know what I'd have to do? Or I'd have to mow half the lawn and then mow half the lawn another day.
Yeah, now you don't have to worry. We got rid of all our lawnmowers. We don't have to worry about, well, maybe a little bit shoveling snow.
Do you think that Dolemite mowed the lawn? Do you think
No.
that? How much do you think he mowed the lawn?
Never. I think he's probably a city boy.
I think that he fell asleep mowing the lawn and then he injured himself.
I know, that was another odd thing, that falling asleep in that scene.
Yeah.
I mean, for real. This wasn't acting. This was like he had not gotten enough sleep and he was falling asleep.
Well, you think maybe he was trying to look intimidating?
No.
Like maybe...
He didn't look intimidating at all like that. So anyway, I want to wrap this up.
Oh,
that was my
I got
number
it,
one movie,
Safi.
first movie of the bad series of movies I've been forced to watch. It was an hour and a half, a little bit longer than an hour and a half of my time that's never going to be recaptured.
What's the next one when you're forced to watch?
I don't know how this is valuable to anybody unless you're wanting to know, like a pre-wrap.
You're supposed to
if
suffer.
you're interested in his history.
Oh, Safi, people consider this an amazing movie.
I don't know who would consider this an amazing movie.
Okay, Bone Tomahawk is your next movie
okay.
you'll be forced to watch.
I don't know what that's... We first saw that, I did anyway, a reference to that movie in this horror trivia game. And one of the answers you had to pick would have been
Bone Tomahawk.
I've never heard of the movie, so I guess it's a scary movie, a horror movie.
And you just said it was bad, even though you've never seen it and don't know anything about it.
Well, bad meaning it's probably just violence, gross violence, animals getting killed, and I'm not into animals getting killed.
Oh, you are? Well, what are you going to eat for dinner?
What am I eating for dinner? I'm having tomato soup and pieces of cheese.
Well, you do know that the cheese animals got killed so you could eat your cheese
No, they
tonight.
didn't.
Yeah, they did.
Dairy products.
No.
From milk. Oh, for heaven's sake. Okay, goodbye, everybody.
There's different species of cheese.
Okay, Marco, there's no different species of cheese. Okay, goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Ding, 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 ding.